Hello everyone, and welcome to Windrider Farm. In today's video, I'd like to take you inside the greenhouse here at the farm and show you how you can obtain free tomato plants. These tomato plants were purchased at a large big box store garden center. If you're not starting your tomato plants from seed, or you don't have a local nursery to buy your tomato plants from, most of you will be buying your tomato plants from a garden center. So I'll be using these tomato plants as an example of how you can get free tomato plants. One of the things you're going to want to look for when purchasing your tomato plants is the presence of something called a sucker. A sucker is a little growth in between the main stem and a larger stem. These can easily be removed, put into some damp potting mix, and you'll have a brand new tomato plant for free. It's not necessary to use a rooting hormone because tomato plants will root very readily. This tomato plant was a sucker that was removed off another plant about 7 days ago. It has already put out roots and started to grow. This tomato plant was a sucker I removed yesterday morning, and although you can see it's a little bit wilted on one side, it's doing fine. All I did was remove them and stick them in this tray with no rooting hormone. So let me show you how easy it is to do. With a sucker this size, you don't even need to use scissors because they're so small. Just go up to the sucker and snap it off and place it in the moist potting mix. And that's it. Let's remove another one. It's that easy to obtain new tomato plants by simply purchasing one tomato plant. And those tomato plants are going to be perfectly fine having their suckers removed. This is not the only method you can use to take the suckers from your tomato plants and turn them into new tomato plants. You can wait until the suckers get much larger and then cut them off the plant with scissors, put them in a glass of water out of the sunlight for about 7 days, and they will put out new roots. I'm going to leave this large sucker alone on this tomato plant until it gets bigger. Then I'm going to cut it off, stick it in a glass of water, and let it root. And I'll start a tomato plant that way. So this is a very easy way to obtain free tomato plants for your garden. If you live in a very warm and humid location, one of the things you'll notice about midway through your growing season is your tomato plants start to look a little sickly and don't produce as well as they did in the beginning. This is an easy way to replenish tomato plants in your garden with fresh, healthy ones. This method of obtaining free tomato plants from suckers is not just beneficial to people with a long growing season. It can also be used by people like me who have an extremely short growing season here in the Northeast. I can take suckers off my favorite tomato plants late in the season, root them, and have fresh new tomato plants to grow throughout the winter under a grow light. I hope you found this video helpful in showing you how easy it is to obtain free tomato plants for your garden.